Everything that you ever needed to make music is on one of these. What's up, guys? It's Julian. I'm just cooling out here, and I thought I would make a video about this topic I wanted to talk about for a minute. I've talked about it a little bit before, but I want to really drive it home today. We're going to be talking about how you don't need all this gear. You really don't need anything except for a laptop, and why it actually might be better to stick with that. Before I get going, check out my website, Electronic Samples, at the top of the description. Check out our new subscription service, ES Pro, so you get access to the best sounds constantly with a monthly subscription. Thanks for the support, guys. Every little bit helps, and let's talk about this. So yeah, guys, today we're going to be talking about not just the fact that you really don't need any music gear, but also the concept of in you versus on you. So the thing that I really like about laptops is that I think it levels the playing field, right? A lot of people use the same laptop all day long. This same exact thing, right? A lot of other people are using that for a million different other things. The fact that you got good techno or good music of any sort coming out of this thing, I think speaks a lot more to musicianship than, say, like having a crazy studio. I think when you start to mess around with hardware, you realize like a lot of that stuff, yes, you do need to know certain things to use it. I think that knowledge, though, like where the needing to know ends and then the hardware taking over is like, okay, so you need to know a few things here, and then from here on out, it's just all just the hardware. I don't want to say doing it for you, but like kind of, I guess I would say like you're sort of collaborating with the hardware in a lot of cases, right? Especially with like sequencers and stuff. And then, like I said, going back to the laptop, that laptop isn't going to do much for you. I mean, yes, obviously, like, you have to know how to use Ableton, and once you do, you know, Ableton's going to sync up all your loops and stuff, but really, I think, like, if you can make it happen on a laptop or on just a computer, it's more so, like I said at the beginning, showing what's in you versus what's on you, you know? I think, like, if you can't make music without an $8,000 modular synth rig, is it really you making the music, or is it the modular synth, right? This is what I've been thinking about a lot lately, and even though I guess, again, like a laptop, okay, yeah, Ableton is going to sync up, you know, all your loops, and it's going to get your drums programmed and all that kind of stuff, but again, it's like, a lot of people use laptops all day long throughout society for many different things, and the fact that you've got it to produce this cool sounding music, it just weighs so much more to me. I don't think that people like, I think a lot of people are not doing this, but I think there's an over reliance on hardware, like to kind of let it, you know, sort of, it's like hit play and let it do its thing, right? And like, I like to think about, or I like to aim for like doing things less because of like it's enabled by this hardware, or like the hardware does it for me, and more so, I guess, like, the hardware would, like, allow me to do it, or would be, like, more of, like, a 5% collaborator kind of thing. And, yeah, so it's, like, all the hardware is cool. All that kind of stuff can do stuff for you. And I'm not going to deny that it might do it faster as far as, like, getting weird textures and stuff. But I think that's the point. I think it's, like, you don't need it to do that stuff. It might do some of that stuff faster, but it also might slow you down a lot more. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But it's more so like, if you can do it without that, what will you do with it, you know? You can make those sounds, even the craziest sounds you can get with hardware. You can make those, again, with just a laptop. So it's like, if you can't do it with that, you probably shouldn't be trying to do it without, right? So, you know, it really gets back to that in you versus on you thing. It's like when you lay your head on the pillow at night, do you want to feel like, damn, like, did I only make that track because of the synth I was using? Or do you want to feel like, okay, I know that a lot of people use the same laptop every day, basically the same laptop. I'm not going to say they use your laptop, but they use the same environment every single day. And they are not creating these sounds. So obviously that must mean that there's something about me that I'm in part, that technology is allowing me to express. I think this is like the biggest sort of like overarching point of this is like, it's not about letting the hardware or like the technology express. It's about you expressing through the hardware and the technology. And that's, again, what I kind of don't like about modular synthesis a lot of the time. It's like, I think a lot of that stuff is kind of like, it's sort of like wind it up and just let it go, you know? Whereas I think I would rather like, maybe I'm the one that's walking, not like the thing you wind up and then it starts walking, right? So I just think you really want to aim for like, how can I express, and it may be like, you know, happy accidents with the hardware. Okay, that's cool, right? But just this idea that just, oh, we're just going to get this piece of synth hardware and it's going to make the music, it's like, I don't know. And I think it's about doing things sustainably as well. Is it sustainable that every time you want to make a new track, you have to go buy a new $500 modular module? I don't think so, you know? And I think that's what you kind of end up at if you build your production skills on sort of like external things. Is like, you are going to inevitably run out of ideas using the stuff that you have, versus like, if you kind of build your mindset up from the beginning, like, okay, I'm playing around inside of this sort of Ableton toolbox, you know. It is limited, but also, like, it's limitless for that reason as well. Like, you know, I almost think, like, being in the box kind of just, people complain about it and they say this and that, but I feel like it just gets you away from thinking so much about what you're doing, you know? And you're not thinking about it as this collaboration with the hardware. You're just kind of, like, it's just the ultimate form of, like, using the technology to express what you have going on in your head, rather than trying to let the technology express itself. And I guess, you know, either one is valid, really, man. Like, I mean, whatever makes the cool sound, right? At the end of the day, I mean, it still took humans to create that technology, right? But then maybe it reaches a point where it's like, okay, so maybe you aren't collaborating with the technology, but you're collaborating with, like, the person that made the technology or whatever, right? Versus, like, Ableton, I really feel that it's like, you're just kind of letting what's in here, you're using those tools to get what's in here out. And that ultimately is going to be the most sustainable, is going to be the best, and it's going to be the most powerful thing to build a music career on. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this concept today. Really, everything you need to make music, it's right here, man. That's all you need. I'm telling you, I think everything else can be a lot of mental noise. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Definitely check out electronicsamples.com. It's got the best sounds for you to express yourself within electronic music. Links at the top of the description. You can also check out our new subscription service, ES Pro, for the best sounds on a consistent basis. Thanks for the support, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.